You canceled the plans before they even became real. Someone said we should hang out this weekend, and you smiled, said yes, definitely, and already knew somewhere deep and quiet that you wouldn't go. You'd find a reason, a headache, a project, a vague sense of exhaustion that you couldn't quite explain to anyone else without sounding like you were making it up. And the strange part? You weren't even sad about it. You closed the door, settled back into your space, and something in your body just exhaled. The noise went quiet. The weight lifted. You made tea, or you didn't, and either way, the night felt exactly right, exactly yours. From the outside, this looks like avoidance. It looks like isolation, maybe even fear. But what if it's something else entirely? What if the people who never want to leave the house aren't running away from the world, but running towards something the world doesn't have? Before anything else, let's say this clearly. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not depressed by default. You are not failing at life because your ideal evening involves 4 walls and no social obligations. The pull you feel toward home, toward stillness, toward your own space is not a personality defect. It is not something to be fixed or overcome or apologized for at every dinner party you didn't attend. Your brain is doing something very specific. It is protecting you. And it learned how to do that a long time ago, possibly before you even had words for it. This is what psychology calls the introverted homebody orientation, a pattern of personality, nervous system wiring, and emotional history that makes the internal world feel safer, richer, and more real than the external one. Some people are energized by crowds. You are restored by quiet. That difference isn't a flaw in your design, it is your design. There's usually something in the childhood, not always dramatic, not always painful. Sometimes it's just quiet. Maybe you were the kid who played alone and didn't mind, who had one close friend instead of a group, who preferred books or Legos or an imaginary world built entirely in your bedroom to the chaos of the neighborhood outside. Maybe your home was calm in a way the outside world never was. Or maybe it wasn't calm at all. Maybe it was unpredictable, and your room became the one corner of existence you could actually control. Either way, you learned something early. You learned that the outside world requires performance. You learned that social spaces have rules you have to track constantly, whose mood shifted, who's waiting for you to say the wrong thing, what face to wear, what to do with your hands. You learned that coming home meant finally being able to stop performing, to exhale, to be no one in particular for a little while. That lesson never fully left. It just grew up with you. Here's the part that most people don't understand about energy. Not everyone's nervous system works the same way. For some people, social interaction is fuel. They arrive somewhere loud and busy, and something in them wakes up, gets brighter, reaches toward the noise. But for the person who never wants to leave the house, the nervous system runs a different calculation. Every interaction costs something. Every new environment requires processing the sounds, the lighting, the social dynamics, the unspoken expectations, the effort of being readable and appropriate and present. None of it is painful, exactly. It just uses times something. And by the time you get home, whatever that thing is, that internal resource, it's nearly gone. Psychologists call this sensory and social overstimulation. It's not shyness. It's not social anxiety, though it can overlap. It's a lower threshold for input. Your brain takes in more than average, processes it more deeply, and needs more time to recover from it. Crowds don't just feel loud to you, they feel times full. And your home isn't just a place, it's a decompression chamber. Think of it like a phone that drains faster than others. Not a broken phone, just one that runs more processes in the background than you can see. But here's the part nobody tells you. It's not just about energy, it's about identity. Outside, you adjust. Subtly, unconsciously, constantly. You laugh at the right moments. You perform interest you don't always feel. You mirror the energy in the room because that's what humans do in groups. They regulate each other. They synchronize. They become slightly less themselves in order to fit into the shared social space. It's not fake, exactly. It's just not fully you. Inside your own space, you don't have to do any of that. You can think a thought all the way to the end without someone interrupting it. You can eat what you want, sit how you want, follow your attention wherever it goes without narrating it for anyone else. The version of you that exists at home is often the most honest version, the least edited, the most intact. And once you've lived in that version long enough, the edited one starts to feel like a costume. So when someone invites you out, part of what you're weighing, even unconsciously, is not just the energy cost, but the identity cost. How much of yourself will you have to set aside for this? How long until you can come back? The modern world has made this sharper. We live in an era that rewards constant availability. Social media runs on the premise that life only counts if it's witnessed. There's a low hum of pressure underneath everything now to be out, to be seen, to be doing something that photographs well and signals engagement with the world. Staying home has been quietly coded as giving up. But consider what staying home actually looks like for someone wired this way. It looks like deep focus, long conversations with themselves, creative work, or reading, or a particular kind of thinking that only happens when no one else is around. It looks like a curated interior life that most people never develop because they're always filling silence with noise. The homebody isn't empty. They're times, full times, but with things that don't travel well to group settings. And in a world that never stops performing, there is something quietly radical about a person who keeps choosing stillness. As people age, this tendency doesn't stay the same. It transforms. In your 20s, not wanting to go out might feel like shame. Everyone else seems to be somewhere, doing something, and you are home again, wondering if there's something wrong with you. You go sometimes, to prove you can, and you arrive and count the minutes and feel guilty about counting them. By your 30s, something shifts. You start choosing more deliberately. You stop going to things that drain you and calling it socializing. You invest in the people and spaces that actually restore you. The behavior looks the same from the outside. You're still home on a Saturday, but the internal experience has changed completely. It no longer feels like hiding. It starts to feel like discernment. By the time you're older still, it has become identity. Not isolation, but a clear and settled knowledge of who you are and what you need. The apology falls away. What's left is just the quiet and your ease inside it. There's a metaphor that fits better than most. Imagine a room you've known your whole life. The light in there is particular. The smell is familiar. You know exactly where everything is without looking. When you walk into that room, your body changes. Your shoulders come down, your breath slows. Something in your chest, something that's been slightly clenched since you walked out the door, finally lets go. That's what home does for this kind of person. It's not four walls. It's a nervous system regulator. A place where the body can stop scanning for threat, stop calculating social variables, stop managing the image it presents to others. Home is where the performance ends and the person begins. Some people find that feeling in crowds, at concerts, in restaurants, in the middle of noise and motion and shared energy. And that's real too. That's valid too. But for the person who never wants to leave the house, the crowd is the performance. And home is the truth. They are not lazy. They are not antisocial. They are not afraid of life. They are selective, deliberate, deeply interior. They have a rich inner world that they have been quietly building for years, in rooms that most people never bothered to stay in long enough to discover. They know themselves in a way that people who are always moving rarely get the chance to. The world will keep calling them out, keep asking why they didn't come, keep assuming the problem is with them rather than with the assumption that everyone should want the same things. But some people are simply built for depth over breadth, for fewer things, felt more fully, For the particular kind of peace that only exists when the door is closed and the noise is gone and the evening belongs entirely to them, you don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it or fix it or overcome it on someone else's timeline. You are not hiding from life. You are living it in the way that fits you best. And if you recognized yourself in any of this, if you've ever felt that exhale when the plans fell through, if home has always felt like the truest version of yourself, then this script was made for you. Are you like this? Or do you know someone who is? Leave it in the comments. You might be surprised how many people are already there, waiting in the quiet.